You talk about you want to be successful in making sure you're meeting the needs of the person, getting access to finance, getting access to credit, getting access to banking products. I live in the UK, and some things I take for granted living here in the UK. I'm a diaspora, and so ultimately my thought is to the homeland. Okay. I want to see Africa work, but it's easy to be disillusioned with Africa because of how it is portrayed to me here in the diaspora. And so, speaking to people like me, and then many of us over here, what things do you put yourselves? What kind of challenges or rigors or disciplines do you put yourself under to ensure that what wakes you up in the morning, you can go to bed at night and sleep knowing that you have gone some way towards doing that? Do you want me to repeat my question in a different way?
Yeah, try again.
Okay. I guess what I'm asking is, how do you stay focused on what you want to do?
Yeah. I think it's about setting yourself objectives, and objectives that are realistic, that are not too ambitious. Now, talking about the African diaspora, of course, the biggest challenge is to see that the diaspora has enough confidence to come back to Africa and be part of the development process. I don't think it is right for the diaspora to sit and wait until there is success before the diaspora comes in. I think the diaspora has to be part of addressing the challenges in Africa, and then you'll be more comfortable going back and this sort of thing. So what it means that those of us who are there, we should strive to work alongside the diaspora aspirations, and then have a shared responsibility to see that we move Africa the way we want Africa to be. So this is the biggest challenge. How can I convince people like you to say, look, there are opportunities out there, but to realize these opportunities, we have to work together as a team, this sort of thing.
So do you think that's an easy thing to do, or is that difficult? Because I have my expectations, and they could be mismatched with the realities on the ground. So how do you persuade me? Well, how do you persuade me as a diaspora, for instance, that actually there are opportunities that are worth exploring, say in Sierra Leone?
Well, it's like programs like this where you come in, I talk to you, I give you the policies of governments. Whether, of course, they are in the right direction or not is also left with you to pass a judgment. But for those of us who are there, believe that these policies are the right policies, we look up to you. If you think they need to be developed further, I think it's about time we look into them. But it's not easy to convince the diaspora, especially while the diaspora has been out of Africa for quite a while, and they've been out of touch with the realities. But the more difficult challenge is not so much with the African diaspora, it's the non-African, the sort of thing. That's the more difficult. Why you have a lot of negatives. Yes. You watch the media, it was sometimes it's all the negatives that are being portrayed. Yes. So it's our responsibility to show that we counter these negatives and look at the key elements. And the key element really is governance. Everybody thinks governance is very poor in Africa. The political system is weak. The economic system is weak, but there's a lot of corruption and sort of. So you try to make sure that you convince people that you are bringing in policies that will change, so that you change the perspectives.
Okay. I have one question for you. Yeah. Living here in the West, we have different measures, different standards of measurement for what we term success. For some of us, those benchmarks are set too high, and we think we can't reach them because what we see here, we feel limited by our circumstances. Yeah. And yet, I look at you and people like you in Africa, and and we want to shine the spotlight on people like yourselves who have, against all odds, as they say, contrary to popular opinion, like you said about negative propaganda coming out of Africa, you appear to be successful at what you do. Now, for me, I guess the question is, what is your key driver? Because if I can understand how you think, it might help me regulate my thinking and persuade me to try to be like you. But I need role models, such as yourself. Otherwise, I am limited by my environment. I've been taught that I can't achieve more than a certain benchmark. This is the best I can be. And yet I look at you, and you have done well. You lived in Africa, you've worked in the IMF, you've worked in Commonwealth, and you appear to be successful. So I guess it's two questions. Would you say you were successful? I guess is the first question.
Yeah.
By your measurement of success. And then if you think you're fairly successful, then how do you help me become more like you? What do I need to, what disciplines do I need to put into my life? What do I need to do to achieve measures of success?